The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to another edition of TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, Peace and Reconciliation Program for Central Province, 3 major projects for Yangoru South Sia, and regional youth tournament selections. Central Province Governor Rufina Peter last week gave an overview of the Peace and Reconciliation Program the provincial government launched in September 2023. Governor Peter reiterated the importance of extending services to all peoples of the Central Province and, by extension, the nation.
As Papua New Guinea prepares to celebrate the country's 50th independence anniversary come 2025, the Central Provincial Government, led by Governor Rufina Peter, commenced preparations last year. In September of 2023, Governor Peter vowed to lead her people to reflect, reconcile and unite to build a safe and prosperous Central Province. Through the Peace and Reconciliation Program launched first in her district of Goilala, Governor Peter and her provincial administration have facilitated activities to bring about reconciliation between conflicting villages, tribes and families. Last week, she reiterated this message.
Our forefathers had laid the foundations on 16th of September 1975. We in leadership now are going to have to lay the foundations for the next 50 years. So to do that, we need to look back at how have we traveled and journeyed as generations and where we are at present, and what are the challenges and issues by different sectors of the community.
The Provincial Executive Council has resolved to see the Peace and Reconciliation Program rolled out to the remaining 4 districts of the Central Province and completed before September 16, 2025. Governor Peter emphasizes that she believes this is an important and necessary activity because in doing so they prepare people to participate meaningfully and as responsible and valued citizens of this country to the development of their local communities and collectively their LLGs, districts and Central Province.
Because as we come into the law and order problem, we realize that the youths are telling us it's the breakdown of the basic services, delivery of basic services that made them to get up and fight, have this and in rebellion, to get some attention as to what is happening in the districts.
Meantime, Governor Peter expressed her shock and dissatisfaction on the decision made by the Police Commissioner David Menin to transfer the former Central Provincial Police Commander Laimo Assi to a lower-level command position in the recent reshuffle and update in command positions of the police force. Governor Peters says the CPG have been working closely with Assi to carry out the important initiatives such as the Peace and Reconciliation Program in the Goilala district, which resulted in the youths of Popole village laying down their arms last week after at least 3 years of crime and violence in the Waitape LLG of Goilala district. Marisela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
It used to be the most neglected local level government in Pomio District, East New Britain Province. The smallest LLG, East Pomio, is now undergoing major developments. East Pomio LLG President Stephen Sinki said the construction of their new LLG chamber and office complex at Milimu Ward, worth 1.5 million kina, is about 70% complete. The LLG chamber will replace an old and deteriorated building that was erected during the colonial era, and this would also make East Pomio the first LLG in the district to have a newly constructed LLG headquarters. Once the LLG office complex is completed by contractor Jail Construction, there will be a follow-up project for 2 new staff houses. He said these infrastructure projects were funded by the Pomio District Development Authority, while the LLG also has a road and bridge project set for this year. The Yangoru South District Development Authority last week signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Water PNG to deliver 3 major water projects in Yangoru South District. The Yangoru South District will now utilize Water PNG as the regulator of the industry to check and approve the designs and to manage the 3 projects, which will cost over 4 million kina.
The Yangoru South District Development Authority signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Water PNG Limited last week to deliver 3 major water projects in Yangoru South District. These projects are water supply systems for Yangoru Mobile Barracks, Usambuk High School, and Wing A Secondary School. Member for Yangoru South and Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, says the DDA will now utilize Water PNG as the regulator of the industry to check and approve the designs and to manage the 3 projects, which will cost over 4 million kina.
Our plan in Yangoru South is to have project design so we have a 20-year life. So for us, the planning horizon is 20 years. So if we build the Yangoru Mobile Barracks, it must last for 20 years without any major maintenance. And the only way to make sure that we are sure of a 20-year life is to have design expertise and supervision by the regulator itself, which is the Water Board of Papua New Guinea.
Chairman of Water PNG Board, Ambassador Aiwa Olmi, thanked Minister Maru for his initiative of the WASH policy and thanked Yangoru South for being the first district to seek Water PNG's technical expertise for their major water projects.
What you are doing today is also being a model, organizing water for 3 different institutions in your electorate, and of course the sources of water are also 3 different. Papua New Guinea is blessed with water.
The national government's policy is that by 2030, 70% of Papua New Guinea's people must have access to safe water and sanitation. Minister Maru says his district is very keen to implement this policy. He assures that the district will have more water supply projects in the district following this tree. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape unveils a 4 million kina funding package for Pomio District, East New Britain Province during the launch of the MV Pomio 2 vessel recently. The initiative aims to promote agricultural activities like oil palm and cocoa cultivation, encouraging local economic growth and job creation. With 2 million kina allocated to vessel maintenance and freight subsidies and plans for a new jetty and storage facility, the government prioritizes enhancing transportation and infrastructure to support Pomio's agricultural sector. TVWAN News continues after the break with news making headlines overseas. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
Ton, 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 hino, ton, ton.
If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton, ton.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Emi truba. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Thanks for staying with us. To overseas, Melanesian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim hopes Australia will approach China in a more mature way and focus less on what he calls perceived threats around the Asian superpower. Speaking at the sidelines of this week's Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, summit in Melbourne, Anwar dissected Australia's language and actions on China. During the summit, Foreign Minister Penny Wong warned of conflict in the disputed South China Sea as tensions rise there. Australia is not a member of ASEAN, but the Melbourne summit marked 50 years of Australia-Asian ties. Discussions at the summit revealed stark differences of opinion among Southeast Asian countries when it comes to China. In the country, Queensland town of Monto, a performing arts group is tackling a difficult topic in the form of a musical. The group has premiered Silk Rags, a show that confronts what to say and what not to say when a loved one is diagnosed with cancer.
More than 10 years in the making, and has finally made it to the stage.
There's a person standing behind.
It's got so many messages on so many levels, and it's not just about cancer. It's about people, it's about relationships.
It's a message close to Grace Ellerton's heart. She performed with her grandmother, who's undergoing treatment for breast cancer.
Going through such a similar situation, it makes the play feel so much more emotional.
The composer travelled from the Gold Coast region to see her music come to life on the regional Queensland stage.
Thrilled and really humbled.
Dee Handyside started writing the music in 2007 when she received her own diagnosis, but needed a playwright to bring it to the stage. She met Bryony Sykes at a fundraising event 11 years ago.
And she said, oh, I've done this play and it's about this, this breast cancer patient and her friends and all the silly things that they say.
The group hopes to take Silk Rags on the road, starting conversations in other communities about how to deal with the elephant in the room, talking about cancer.
We're just human, we make mistakes, but it's a way of then helping and supporting people in our community who get a nasty diagnosis.
The playwright has since died, giving the composer added motivation to carry on their message.
I'm so proud that I've kept Bryony's dream alive, our dream. Wish like crazy she was here to see it.
A postgraduate medicine program in the Northern Territory is helping First Nations students pursue careers in health. The Flinders University program has been running for over a decade and has now seen a record number of enrollments thanks to a much-needed funding boost.
Breathing life into a struggling health system.
Commence compressions.
A fresh cohort of students at Flinders University's Darwin campus embarking on a 4-year medicine degree in the hopes of one day working in the Territory.
The purpose of this program is to try and ensure that we're training local people and giving local Northern Territorians opportunities to study medicine here.
For Ebony Hill, the program is helping her fulfil a lifelong ambition.
Just growing up as an Indigenous woman in the Northern Territory, I witnessed firsthand, like the plight of health amongst my mob. So I was inspired by that to pursue a career in health.
She's one of 40 students accepted into the Northern Territory Medicine program this year, a record since it first began in 2011.
95% of our student entry is local Northern Territorian.
The university also reporting record growth in Indigenous student numbers.
You just have that cultural awareness and cultural knowledge, so I just think it's really important.
While attracting people into the medical profession is key, keeping them here is an even greater challenge. By providing opportunities for local students, the program hoped to tackle retention, particularly in remote communities.
The work we require is to try and develop postgraduate training hubs in the specialties that are located locally, and so people stay up here, they get the mortgage and the partner locally, which encourages them to actually stay in the Territory.
First-year student Sophie Lestrange relocated to the NT 3 years ago. With a house and partner in Darwin, she plans to stay and specialise in general practice.
I myself never wanted to live in a big city, so a lot of the medical schools across Australia are in big cities, which makes it a big barrier for a lot of people.
A barrier Flinders University wants to see dismantled in years to come.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical Karu, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Magic, the taste PNG loves.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Hari mo the rice flowers. Mi plaga 300,000 kina scale school money long win him. Sans belong you win him 1,000 kina. 300 per lucky line by winning inside long 4 plus fortnight. Sans belong you win a big plus thread. By 1 kg he go in a 20 kg scale or ori rice. Cut him this stamp na put him inside long envelope and the full name na contact details long you. Na drop him inside long entry box long store. Promotion by Pinis long March 29, 2024. Hurry up now win big plus 1 scale na ori rice. Piani mi long social media long save mo. Terms na conditionista.
Welcome back. The PNG FA Technical Department recently held selection trials for under-15 girls and under-16 boys regional tournaments. The under-15 girls are prepping for the UEFA Girls Development Tournament in Lautoka, Fiji, while the under-16 boys are eyeing the qualifying tournament in Tonga, aiming for a spot in the Tahiti Championship. The championship's winner will join other island nations in Papeete with the ultimate goal of representing Oceania at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in 2025. The trials have heightened excitement as young talents gear up for these upcoming challenges. The Swire-shipping Fijian Drua have once again defended their home turf against the defending champions, the Crusaders, after a 20-10 win in the Super Rugby Pacific in Lautoka, Fiji.
The Crusaders made a strong start, taking a 10-0 lead after a successful penalty kick at goal by young Taha Kemara, followed by a converted try by Sevu Rees. The Drua bounced back and locked a score at 10-all through a penalty to Isaiah Hamstrong Ravula and a converted try by Celestino Ravutaumada. Crusaders had a chance to take the lead before the break, but Kemara missed a penalty kick. The teams were locked at 10-all at the break. The Drua started the second spell strongly with a try from halfback Frank Lomani and was converted by Ravula to take 17-10 lead. Ravula put the final nail to the coffin after a successful penalty kick in the last 5 minutes for the win. The Fijian Druas are playing Chiefs in their next match. Chiefs are 2 from 3, sitting second on the point ladder, behind Hurricanes, who sits on top of the ladder with 3 wins. It will be a strong match for the Fijian side, who had just registered their first win. For the defending champions, Crusaders, it was a tough start to the tournament. They are winless, having lost all of its 3 matches. They will take on the ladder leaders Hurricanes on Friday, 15th March at Apollo Project Stadium, Christchurch, New Zealand. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Ben Gollings has been sacked as head coach of the Fijian men's sevens team, the Fiji Rugby Union said on Friday, 4 months before the side bids for a 3rd straight Olympic gold in Paris. Ex-England Sevens international Gollings, 43, has been replaced by former Fiji Sevens captain Osea Kolenisau, board chairman Peter Maisie told reporters in Suva. Maisie said Fiji rugby bosses parted ways with Gollings due to his inability to meet the desired standards and expectations set forth by the organization and within his contract. Gollings, appointed Fiji coach in December 2021, was axed with the team still waiting for a tournament win on the World Sevens Series circuit after 5 rounds this season. Anthony Joshua delivered a thunderous knockout of former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou in the heavyweight boxing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
It took Anthony Joshua less than 2 rounds to put away Francis Ngannou, and he did so in style with a pair of knockouts before the emphatic final blow.
Confidence. A minute to go in the first round and he switches.
Ngannou was seated twice in the first round of the bout, but backed up and fought back until he got 3rd one from Joshua. Ngannou didn't look interested after getting the first punch that put him down. However, Joshua was up for the fight. Joshua had his eyes on victory to set up a potential fight with WBC champion Tyson Fury, which now seems inevitable given the manner of the victory. Joshua, who previously held 3 of the 4 recognized titles in the division, sent a message that he's still an elite opponent to Tyson Fury, who was seated ringside for the bout for Ngannou. Fury struggled against Ngannou last October, suffering a knockdown before settling for a split decision win. Joshua now waits to see how Fury vs Oleksandr Usyk plays out before setting his next course of action. Joshua suffered a pair of decision defeats to Usyk in 2021 and 2022 to drop his titles. After the defeat, Ngannou was not interviewed post-fight, which has become a more common practice after fighters suffered such a devastating knockout. However, he took it to social media apologizing to his fans. He posted on Twitter saying, "Sorry guys, I let you all down. Today was a bad day in the office, but tomorrow will be another day. Thank you all for the love." Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
That's all we have for sports, and now to the weather forecast for the main centers.
Weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru and Kerema, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Lae, partly cloudy with brief showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau and Kavieng, partly cloudy with few showers possible. And for Islands region, all centers, some showers and possible thunderstorms.
And that wraps up the news tonight. Have a top week ahead. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.